Hello and welcome to Rytr. Let's quickly show you how you can make the best use of it. Once you are logged in, you'll see a simple interface. The left-hand panel is used for generating content and the right-hand side is the editor to play around with the generated output. To get started, go to the left-hand panel. Select your preferred language from 15 plus options. Tone of voice to give personality to your content. And finally choose the use case you are writing for. There are many options like blogs, emails, ad copies, bios, product descriptions, and more. There's a caption under each use case to see what each use case can do. Please read them to get a better idea. Now, let me show you how to use Rytr to write an email. So I will use the email option in the drop-down and provide some key points. You can choose a few points that you want your email to convey. For best results, make sure you provide as much input as possible and follow the format shown as the placeholder text in the input area. Lastly, decide how many output variations you would like, and then click Write for me on the bottom right. And just like that, you have a high-quality, human-like email written for you, instantly. Rytr uses its own use case-specific AI enhancements to produce high-quality content. That's why you see a huge difference between the output quality of Rytr and other similar tools. If you are not happy with your results, maybe there are blank outputs, repetitive phrases, or just suboptimal results, you can always click the orange button that now says, Write More, to generate more results. You can also tweak your input text, for example, change your key points, or modify the tone settings a little bit to get desired results. Once you have generated the desired output, you can edit it as you like. Simply select some text, make sure it's between the suggested limit, to see the ribbon bar for options. Other than standard editing features like bold, headings, lists, there are some really cool editing operations shown in the ribbon bar. Expand helps you insert a few words throughout the text to make it a bit wordier. Shorten helps you reduce the length of text while keeping more or less the same meaning. Rephrase helps you reword the whole text to make it sound differently. Append options simply add some words at the end of the selected text, useful for incomplete paragraphs or sentences. And finally, Write option, which will let you generate a full-length paragraph on a chosen topic or title. It's best used for blog or article section writing. If you're not happy with any operation, simply undo it to go back to previous text. You can even change the document name from header to better manage the project you're working on. That's it. These are the basic functionalities to help you write amazing content in no time for different use cases. Lastly, you can see history and all your documents if you press the back button at the top. You will see that your previously created document or email is now in the list. This will help you easily manage product, use case, or client-specific workflows. If you want to edit a document from your history, click on the document title that you want to edit, and move to that doc. Let's try a different example, using the ad copies use case. To create a new document, either fill in your details and click Write for me, or create a new doc and work there directly. Let's say we create a new document. Now, again go to the left panel, add a brand name and some description keeping the suggested format and length in mind. Finally, just click Write for me, and in just a few seconds, I will be given a set of ad copies that are optimized for social media. Here you go. As you can see, I'm presented with a few creative ad copies to choose from. And it took me less than 15 seconds. We can also change the doc title to make it more personalized. As you can see, the flow is pretty flexible to adapt to your needs. Now, let's say, you want to generate long-form content such as blogs or articles from scratch. This is one of the most popular types of content generated on Rytr. This is how you'd go about it. First, choose blog article idea and outline as the use case to generate a set of blog ideas and broad content outline, with section topics and titles. We just need to add a few keywords to get started. Let's say we want to create a blog on AI writing assistance. So we enter this in the keyword field, choose number of variants and click Write for me. This gives you a blog idea with relevant blog outline and specific section topics to work with. Mix and match the topics of the sections from other variants if you like, or keep generating more variants and mixing the outlines till you're happy with the final structure. We'll soon add SEO Analyzer functionality to help you instantly optimize content briefs based on SERPs and other data. Once you're happy with the final blog outline and structure, select each section topic text and choose Write Operation in the ribbon. This will give you a whole paragraph or section on this topic to work with. You can generate as many variants as you want. If you want to tweak the content, just select the text that you want to edit and click one of the editing options to further edit the output. Keep doing it for all the section titles and topics one at a time and you'll have a full-length blog ready in no time. That's it, it's that simple. There are still more features coming in like a plagiarism checker, language optimizer, SEO analyzer, so stay tuned for more updates. Finally, let's look at account settings. Click Account on the top left side of the pop-up. You can see the credits that you have consumed in a month, the current plan you're on, and subscribe to our premium offering for unlimited character generations per month. Our free plan only lets you generate 5,000 characters per month. You can also make changes to your profile, see your reward options, join our affiliate program and also check out other frequently asked questions. Last but not the least, you can also click this button to join our vibrant community for chat support, latest updates, and discussing writing best practices. We're building an exclusive community for entrepreneurs and startups, where you can learn not only about writing but also about marketing and building your business. And that's all. Hopefully, you have a better idea on how to use Rytr, but please reach out at support@rytr.me if you have any question or feedback. Thanks for watching.